What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Three Pyramids Network with your host, the Ignorant Eclectic Mad Genius. And today we are on River TVs. We are back on River TVs. We're gonna do a reaction to her. And the episode is called for hers is Travis Hunter's wife goes viral for giving women advice. So y'all know the whole program. Hit that like, hit that sub. On the road to 1,000 subscribers, man. Love each and every last one of y'all. And if you got that extra hype, I could use it. You know what I mean? I need it like a crack baby. You feel me? But other than that, let's do this.
Advice for girls who are about to go to the draft. So here's my advice.
I used to party and stuff, and he would literally drive me, sit outside for hours while I'm inside like partying, and then take us home.
Don't hug him before his mom hugs him, but also hug him before his mom. Then it's gonna look like someone's trying to tell you to go hug him, when really you were just trying to let their mom hug them first. Don't smile too much, because if you do, then they're gonna think that you are just there for money. But also, don't forget to smile, because if you're not smiling, then you're miserable and you actually hate him and you're just with him for money.
Second rule is
I just didn't respond to him. He wasn't my type.
The story started, love story.
Bro, it's crazy. It's kind of funny because now her brother's like my best friend. He seen her phone one day, and I texted her on Instagram. And he seen that text, he's like, you don't know who this is?
River TV.
Okay. I first want to say that I'm happy for Travis Hunter, but it was a lot of red flags that he overlooked and still overlooked, in that entire situation. And unfortunately, I have a family member who's basically doing the same thing. It's so fucking irritating, bro.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Riva, and I'm back again with another video. So as you can see, today we are talking about Travis and Leanna Hunter. Okay, and it's been a while that we talked about them. If you guys, obviously remember, about a year ago, there was so much drama surrounding her, surrounding him, people finding out a lot of stuff about her past. And then since then, they obviously got married. They ended up having a child together. And very recently, as of a couple of days ago, she's actually going viral again for basically rehashing the conversation by giving, other women who are attending the draft, the tips and tricks that they should be doing so that they don't experience what she did.
I see a couple girls doing advice for girls who are about to go to the draft. So here's my advice.
Now, in the advice that she's going to give, it is obviously that she is doing it in the tone of sarcasm, right? So she's basically, trying to rehash her experience and tell people, what it is or how it looked like from the outside looking in, but how she was really going into it. So we're just going to hear all of her advice to the women.
Don't get in the camera, because if you get in the camera too much, you are in attention. And you want this to revolve around you. But also, don't avoid the cameras and sit down and try to dodge the cameras, because then you don't care about your boyfriend or fiance or husband.
So obviously you guys can see the track that she's on, right? She is using the commentary or the negative commentary against her, while again trying to explain herself and the reality of what she was doing in those situations. Mm-hmm. And, she just proceeds to kind of, like I said, bring up all of the things that people were calling her out for, as it pertains to her being in, the highlight in regards to Travis Hunter.
Don't stand up too fast, because then you're trying to make it about you. But also, don't stand up too slow, because then you're bored and you don't want to be there. Don't hug him before his mom hugs him, but also hug him before his mom. Then it's going to look like someone's trying to tell you to go hug him, when really you were just trying to let their mom hug them first.
Now, if you guys don't know what she's talking about as it pertains to this particular advice that she's giving,
supposedly other people are going to tell you to sit up, when really you're just trying to hide from cameras.
This was absolutely directed to Deion Sanders. Okay, and that whole debacle. If you guys don't remember, they were there at the ceremony. She was sitting down. And he approached her, and there was a lot of commentary from both sides. Some people were like, why are you sitting down? Everybody's standing up. They saw Deion Sanders literally tapping her so that she can stand up to hug him and receive the hug from him. Now, I personally didn't see any commentary that was calling her out for hugging him before his mom. All the commentary I saw was kind of like, why isn't she standing up? Why isn't she just, kind of meeting him there? Why did you have to be told, to give him said hug? And I think that this is a perfect time to remember that the cause for all of this conversation is because of what she did at the pinnacle moment of Travis Hunter's life, when he won the game and he was going there to celebrate with her, and she visibly had an attitude about something.
Of taking the field, Shador and Shiloh here at Folsom Field.
After that situation, a lot of people, just from that alone, looked in and zoomed in, was like, hold on a second, who this girl? What's she doing? What she got going on? We have to examine these things. And it caused a spiral domino effect, again, based off of her inability, to just have talked about that situation later on, had the conversation separately. So she's having this conversation as if there's just so much, highlight on her, for no reason at all, but it all stemmed from somewhere, and it was basically all connected.
Don't cry, because if you cry, then you're dramatic. But also, if you don't cry, then you don't care about him, and you're just there for money. Don't wear heels, because when your feet start to hurt and your man carries you, then you're trying to make it about you. But also, if you don't wear heels, then you're classless.
Y'all are going to hear how many times she brings up this money thing.
Don't smile too much, because if you do, then they're going to think that you are just there for money. But also, don't forget to smile, because if you're not smiling, then you're miserable and you actually hate him and you're just with him for money.
I think sometimes it's easy to forget, all of the things that transpired and just making it seem like these are just like effortless things, or you don't know where these conversations come from. But this conversation surrounding Leanna Lene Hunter and Travis Hunter all stems from a conversation that the two of them had on their YouTube platform, okay? In which they were very free with the information. And they had a conversation of which she was saying that he was not her type.
I just didn't respond to him. He wasn't my type. So then I left him.
I wasn't her type.
I left him in my DMs for like 2 months. And then finally I answered him. But I didn't want to like be nothing. I just wanted to just be friends. Like we could be friends. And then after I finally answered him on Instagram, then we texted for like
a long time.
Like another 2 months. And then he was friend zoned because I didn't like. He was like, "Am I friend zoned?" I was like, "Yes." I was not into him. And then finally,
she's about to slip up and say, "I didn't like him."
I had to go to a friend's birthday dinner, and I didn't want to go by myself. So he was like, "Oh, I'll go with you." And then he went with me, and then we was in love.
Travis Hunter then went on Twitch and was talking to somebody, or went on somebody's live stream and was talking to them, and he let it be known that her brother, okay, saw that he was in Leanna's DMs, and Leanna's brother was like, "Yo, what are you doing? Like, you know who this is? You need to talk to him."
The story started, love story.
Bro, it's crazy. It's kind of funny because now her brother's like my best friend. He seen her phone one day, and I texted her on Instagram. And he seen that text, he's like, "You don't know who this is?" He was like, "You don't know who this is, bro?" She was like, "Well, I don't care who that is." But she seen my text message a long time ago. She just never.
So again, all of this context matters. It has nothing to do with smiling, not smiling. It has nothing to do with crying or not crying. It has everything to do with the past conversations that you guys brought to the internet.
Cheer for your man, because that's important. And if you don't, then you'll get hated. But also,
I ain't gonna lie to you though. If I was a brother too, I'd be like, "All right, you might be fucking up. All right, I ain't trying to police you, but I'm just saying, you might want to try to holler at buddy." I'm just saying, I'm just being honest. Just being honest.
cheer too much, because if you do, you're doing too much and you'll be hated. And that's all. So actually just don't go.
There has been numerous drafts happen. There has been numerous women who are married to NFL players that I don't even know all their names, right? Like, I don't even know. There's so many players in the NFL. And they don't have this run that Leanna Lene had. They didn't have it. Every time that their, fiance, boyfriend, or husband was brought to the media, we never even heard the other person's names being brought up. It's because of the stuff that came out after that event. And again, I have to go back to the beginning of what happened. When people saw that he was so excited and how she kind of brought his energy down, for a lot of men, it raised the red flags. I mean, you had even celebrity men talking about it. You had Dr. Umar talking about it. You had Bow Wow talking about it. You had the comedian Godfrey talking about it.
She's a fine young lady, but for him to be engaged already and for him to be about to get married and he doesn't even have a prenuptial agreement, are you out of your mind, Travis Hunter? No disrespect to the young brother. I'm a fan, but bruh, slow this down. Put the marriage on ice.
Travie. Check this out, gang. This coming from your boy Bow Weezy, right? I never met you, don't know you, know nothing. But I will say this, because I've been watching from afar. I'm not a nigga to jump in people's business, but I was once young, about to make a lot of money, and I know how to go. Snatch that ring back, get focused on what's important. Hard to build your when you got a broad with you. That's bro, you in the media more for the broad than you is for the winning the Heisman.
This goes out to Travis Hunter. Listen, Travis, I just want you.
One of the few times that I'm just like, damn, Bow Wow was right. But Bow Wow was goddamn right.
To be careful, man. Yeah, I said it. Be careful. Congratulations on your engagement, but man, you might have to disengage because it's something about this woman, man.
And them talking about it came from a space of concern, right? It came from, okay, young brother, you know, we done been there. We done been out there. You got to watch out for these red flags because all of these things are a problem, right? It is a problem if, you know, the past is coming up. It is a problem that she's come to the internet and said that one of her favorite things about you was that you used to take her to parties and go sit in the car.
The first thing that ever stood out to me about Travis was that he never tried to change me at all. So like I said, I met him in college. He was in high school, and I obviously I was in the middle of outgrowing partying, but I still partied a lot. And he, I don't know if y'all know this, but he doesn't drink at all. Like even though he's legal to drink, he doesn't drink. And I'm Hispanic, so I have tequila in my veins. So I drink. I don't drink a lot, but I drink. And I used to party and stuff. And he would literally drive me, sit outside for hours while I'm inside partying, and then take us home. He never tried to be like, oh, just because I drink, you can't drink, or you can't hang out with your friends, or you can't, be young. He never ever tried to change me. He let me do me.
It's a problem that y'all have.
He was younger than you.
Have all these, rules and whatever in your relationship, and it seems like she is in control of the relationship.
No, that's not our only rule. Second rule is we don't hug people of the opposite gender.
And we don't greet people with the opposite gender.
Right? And, Travis Hunter is extremely talented. I was extremely good at what he does. And so people wanted to protect him. And granted, do they know her personally? No, they don't. Do they know anything more than what they see on the internet? No, they don't. And everybody has a past, right? Everybody has gone through things, done things in their younger years that maybe they don't agree with as they age or mature. And that's understandable completely. That's completely understandable. However, when a lot of those things start to cross over to now, it's a little off-putting, right? And that's who she is. Obviously, he loves her, right? A lot of people, again, were protecting him because he seemed a little bit, green in the situation. She seems to be the one that was more mature, has more experience than him. And he just seemed excited to be there.
I come home from practice, she mad. What you mad at?
Because he took too long.
What? I took too long and I had to practice. That ain't my fault. I had to practice.
Whatever, I don't care.
So again, it's just interesting to me, how she's rehashing this as if she doesn't know where all this stuff came from, just because she was there with him and, she was along for the ride, that people just attacked her, and she doesn't know why that she experienced these things.
Don't get in the camera, because if you get in the camera too much, you are in attention. And you want this to revolve around you. But also, don't avoid the cameras and sit down and try to dodge the cameras, because then you don't care about your boyfriend or fiance or husband.
But there's a plethora of things that added up to this equation. And it's sometimes I just feel so quickly we forget, right? So quickly, when you kind of victimize yourself to change whatever, narrative was out there about you, so quick that you are to forget all of these other details that added up to this equation, right? It wasn't just a random situation. It wasn't a random thing that happened. And obviously, after the baby happened and they had a child together, they got married, a lot of people are just well, is what it is, right? If it works out for him, amazing. right? Great. If the two of them stay the long haul and they're faithful to one another and they respect one another and all that, incredible. That's what
More
people
power to
want
'em.
for Travis.
Yeah.
And people are also like, if it don't work out,
We told you so.
and in a couple of years, you know, she taking him for everything that he got, oh well. Right? Because when people tried to tell him, he was very much, up in arms and against the whole conversation of people trying to protect him.
You ain't never had no girl. So why y'all talking about me? Find something else to talk about. You talk about my girl. Go talk about your girl. Go find a girl. Go find a life. Stop worrying about what I got going on. I know what I got. I know my girl. My girl been with me for 5 years. Y'all are just not starting to talk about me and just not starting to be with me.
I agree with him for some of that stuff, but for some of the older individuals and some of the honestly just the regular individuals, bro, it's got girls. The niggas had girls, and they seen you, and they just like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? What Stephen A say? He wet behind the ears, breath still smell like Similac. That's all they was saying, bro. But let me know in the comments down below. Do you believe that their relationship will be for everlasting? Let me know in the comments down below, man. Hit that like, hit that sub, tell a friend to tell a friend. Catch y'all on the next episode. Peace. Hit that super hype for me too. Yeah, on the road to 1,000 subs. Yay.